Hi everyone, so today we're going to be making a spinach curry with tofu. So lots of iron, lots of protein, very, very healthy. It's pretty simple, but it'll take you a little bit of prep. So let's look at the ingredients. So first things first, for our tofu paneer, we are going to get a block of tofu. So this is firm tofu, and what I've done is drained all the water and then I've frozen it in a Tupperware container. So this is what it looks like. We'll thaw it in the microwave and take all the water out in a second, but I'll go through the ingredients from then on. So this is another thing that I freeze. I freeze lemons. When I buy a lot of lemons, I'll freeze them and then I'll thaw them out, or I'll just chuck it in the microwave for about 30 seconds and then squeeze it out. So we'll need roughly about 1 tablespoon of lemon. We've got 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. And then we've got 1 tablespoon of olive oil, half a teaspoon of garam masala, and half a teaspoon of salt. So let's get going and we'll thaw out the tofu first. To thaw out the tofu, all I do is get a plate, get a little dish, and then place the tofu on like that. And then I'll microwave it for about 3 or 4 minutes. So while the tofu is thawing out, what we're going to do is to make the marinade. So we're going to chuck the olive oil, the lemon juice, I don't mind the pulp as well, the garam masala, the salt, and importantly, the nutritional yeast, which gives it that cheesy flavor and a whole lot of B12 as well. Let's give it a stir through. Mix it up. Once it's all mixed up, now if it's a bit dry, looks like it's a bit dry, I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil in there, a little bit of extra olive oil. So that makes it about 3 tablespoons. There we go, that's a bit better. Mix through. So that's just come out of the microwave, and take the dish out, turn it around. Give it a bit more of a squeeze, and you can tell how much water was in there. So now we're getting it more to a blank canvas, so we can now get it to absorb beautiful flavors that we are going to put in to the tofu. So once the marinade is mixed through, we are going to add half a cup of water in there and get those flavors really mixed in. Because remember, this is going to be sitting, the tofu is going to be sitting in here and absorbing a whole lot of the flavor. So now that the tofu has all this beautiful pores open, because we've taken all the water that it's been sitting in out, now we're going to get it to absorb this beautiful marinade as much as we can. You can see how quickly it's already started to absorb this beautiful marinade. Try not to break it up too much and try to get it to keep its shape. Marinade done. We are going to leave that in the fridge for about a day. You can leave it for 30 minutes if you would like, but if you want that full flavor through, let's leave it for a day. So we're looking at our tofu, which we've marinated overnight in the fridge. You can see that a lot of the liquid's gone. The liquid has been sucked up by the tofu, which is exactly what we wanted. Brilliant. We've got a baking tray with some baking paper. We're gonna transfer the tofu onto that. Now it will be broken up a little bit because we tossed it around a little bit, but still going to have that amazing flavor. So let's look at the ingredients for this spinach curry, or palak, part of this dish. We've got the spinach. I've got about 600 grams of spinach. We're going to use about 10 cloves of garlic. We're going to use about 2 inches of the ginger, 1 green chili, 1 full onion. We just need the lemon, just to squeeze the lemon at the end. Then we've got some garam masala, so it's a mixed spices. We've got half a teaspoon of turmeric, and this is optional, but 1 teaspoon of chili. I think the chili actually makes the dish. We are going to use some oat cream today. You can use some oat milk or soy milk or rice milk or almond milk. Any kind of milk that you want. Let's go and make the dish. So first things first, we're going to get the spinach. We're going to cut off all the roots, so you can leave a lot of that stem in there. Go. Easy, get rid of that. Got all this spinach, and we are going to grab some cold water. And we're going to add a teaspoon of salt. Give it a little bit of a mix. This is just going to get rid of any bugs that might still be in here. So I've added some oil, vegetable oil. We're going to chuck the onions in there and let that cook for about a minute. About 2 minutes actually, until they're translucent. Keep that going. So once the onions are cooked through and you're getting them browned, maybe translucent and then brown, I'm happy with translucent. We're just going to add the washed spinach in there like that. We're going to turn the heat down and let it wilt. It's going to wilt in about 5 minutes. So we've left the spinach for about 5 minutes, and look at that, it's wilted right down. So what we're going to add to this is green chili. We're going to add ginger, garlic. Give it a stir through. I don't like to cook my garlic for too long, but the spinach has released a lot of liquid in there, so it's not going to burn. I don't like burnt garlic. There we go. Now, into this we're going to add the spices that I talked about, which is the turmeric, so half a teaspoon of turmeric, the 1 tablespoon of garam masala, and if you're going to add some extra red chili. Go. Give it a mix through. Cook it for about 1 minute from here, and then we are going to blend it into a puree. The smells are absolutely amazing. So we've taken the spinach off the stove, and what we're doing is we're putting 2/3 of a cup of iced water. So I've chucked some ice cubes in there to keep it cold. We've got the curry. We're just going to put it straight into the blender. Everything in it, including the liquid. There we go. And we are going to blend it for about 20 seconds on high, so that we have a very, very smooth puree. And there we have a beautifully smooth puree of palak or spinach, which we're going to now transfer back onto the stove. There we go. So we just transfer that back in. You can see how smooth and beautiful that puree is. And keep it going for about 1 minute. And once it's been on a slow simmer for about a minute, we are going to add some heavy cream, some oat cream. You can use soy milk or oat milk if you would like. Squeeze of lemon. And we're going to salt it. Just 1 teaspoon of salt. Give it a stir. There we go. And leave it going for another minute or so. Once the tofu is out of the oven, that's after about 30 minutes in the oven, and it tastes absolutely amazing. Try not to eat it just like that. Just pop it into your spinach curry, which you've already had simmering. Just mix it through. Oh, this smells amazing. Keep mixing it through. You don't have to cook it for that long because the flavors are already in there. Add your salt. You can add a little bit of sugar if you would like, if the spinach itself is a little bit bitter, but it shouldn't be. Give it a taste test. Salt and then pepper, and then you're ready to go. So we've got our spinach and tofu curry. So this is my version of Palak Paneer, the vegan version of Palak Paneer. It's packed full of protein, packed full of B12, packed full of iron. It's the perfect nutrition for a vegan. It's actually the perfect nutrition for just about everyone. So get onto it, get this into your repertoire. It will be a dish that you go back to again and again because it just tastes amazing. And if you've got kids, this is an easy way to get nutrition into their lives. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe, and I'll see you soon.